Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. I am the Mechanist, and in today's episode, well, last time we finished this contraption, and as you might see, it's gone down quite a way. While I was doing a bit of neatening up and doing my screenshots and whatnot for the thumbnails, so I am very pleased with it. And away it goes. Drilling mode. And yes. Oh, so I've done a number of little details. I added lights, but I'm going to greeble this up eventually. These lights might not be staying where they are, but among the things that I have fixed since last time, this, well, we occasionally got random pieces of cargo in that bottom cargo container there, and I was stumped why that was happening, because we have this filter. It should stop us from getting things coming in the wrong direction. However, we're still getting data pads and radio components and stuff like that. It's like, is that happening? That should not be happening. Have I misunderstood the filter, the sorters? And what it turned out was this connector was getting filled. Let's see. Nothing in it at the moment, but that is because I have fixed it. And what was happening when we were grinding it off is the block grinders actually take the inventories from objects which have inventories. So this was a bypass past the filter. So data pads and whatever was being stored in the connector ended up in the drill rig, which they shouldn't have done, which was messing up with the script figuring out when it should move or not. I mean, I could have made it so that it only counted ores and stone, but there was something wrong with the system. It would slowly fill up with things that it shouldn't do. And what's it? What mode is it? We're in delivery. So the fix for that was up here. I have added a blank filter, blank sorter, which will just make sure nothing comes down and fills that connector at the bottom. And what else? I realized that collect all isn't what was making this system work. Collect all is because the connectors can work like what are they called? Ejectors and are they also called connectors? G menu. Collector. Yes. Connectors can act like collectors. It's a mouthful. But it's the truth. So you can spew things out of them and collect things into them, which is a bit strange. It kind of feels like, doesn't that make the collectors a bit obsolete? But not really. They've got a wider collecting area, which makes them a bit more useful. And I kind of feel like this is the story behind how these connectors work. If you think about it, how do they push items between two separate grid systems? And the answer is it spews them out and the other one collects it. But that's just the story I'm making up in my head. You might also notice that there is one that looks like a collector here in the grinder, so I do think it is kind of an accurate backstory behind them. It's just a little interesting fact, I think. What else was there? You might have seen I did two things up here. One of them was add a bunch of upgrade modules to both our assembler and refinery, so they should be faster. I tried to get the high yield modules on here, but I need gold, so that is going to be a task for us in the future. I also made these cargo containers, massive cargo containers, because we now have a load of materials and I don't want to build up too many materials. And I tried to filter these, sort for components only. So what is it? If I look into this container here, we have ammo, components, hand tools, and ingots. So the refiner should slowly make ingots, and then we'll be storing ingots in here. It just makes it so that all of the juicy things are in one place. So we're not going to fill up with stone here. So these containers here are essentially the buffer for raw ores and whatnot. So there should be no components or anything in here. Well, are you not a component set? Now this brings me to the failure of this system. I thought it would work that it would store them in, and then if anything needed them, it would pull them out here. But that doesn't seem to be the case, as I don't know whether you can see. Yes, this is going around in circles. It's freaking annoying. So I don't know what to do about that. It'll just go around in circles, and yeah, so iron ingots are in here. This sees that it can take iron ingots out, and then this sees that it can get iron ingots from the sorter, and then pushes them back into this container. It's not what I want, but how do I sort that? How do I fix that? I suppose the only real solution I could do is to make sure, well, all we need is refiners on this end. We don't need the actual assembler. I could move the assembler over to here somewhere, maybe off the back here or on top. I don't want to disrupt the efficiencies of these, but I was thinking the setup was a bit temporary. We could have another building and we'll have storage and refinery. Well, no. I kept on thinking that, but what I really want to do is I want to put them down here. Oh, another cycle. Always fun to watch. So, there was a slight queue, so this is working quite well. I thought about it, and I only really need to make the components for, what is it, an extra half slab and a conveyor, because we get all the components back with the grinder. We only ever have 2 merge blocks and 1 connector. So the grinder will get rid of the new merge block that appears, and we just need an extra conveyor between there, and of course we never grind off any of the half slabs, so we need the plate for that. So the assembler doesn't need to do much at all, and the refiner is just making extra ingots for us. I know it's a bit less efficient, but it won't matter that much. We are getting so much stone. We do have the refiner. I wonder whether I can filter that refiner just to do stone, actually. Right. So it doesn't seem that I can filter that. I'm not going to want to do that if we ever hit iron, because that would be a waste of, well, iron or any other deposits. That would waste the resources. And that's another thought. If I hit a deposit, then we're not going to have the material to make extra. That's going to be interesting. I'll have to think about that. Maybe at the top. What would we need? We'd need a filter going in and a filter coming out, and only allow 1 type in and 1 type out. So it would be ores out and ingot in. And then I could get rid of the refiner altogether from there. It's worth thinking about. Anyway. So, that is the extra things that I've been doing. So yes, as I was saying, This would be temporary, and what I'll be doing is I'll be making modules, little rooms down this mine shaft. So we're going to block off the top here, a bit of glass around here, and the first room will be assembler perhaps, a bit of storage, and down below that could be the refiner, so that the same pattern would hold up. We could have sorting blocks between, and therefore one room would fill up with all the ores, and then the next room would fill up with ingots and components. And maybe we might have to put some extra containers around the top side, but we can see. Because are we going to have to move modules down if we want to make more room? We'll think about it. Or we could drill into the rock and just have extra containers out there. We'll see. Anyway, what do I want to do in today's episode is the question. And one of the things that has been happening in between shots is sometimes I have to go and collect a bit of snow, which is basically ice, in order to fill up the H2O2 generator. Because it would be a pain if I ran out of H2 and couldn't fly anywhere. So there is that. I want to set up what is going to be useful in the future, a little platform somewhere, maybe here, to land vehicles on, build vehicles on, whatever, and then I can make a little skipper, a little vehicle for taking joyrides in, going wherever I need to go, and exploring. It's not going to be a mining ship because I want to do that extensively down here. But also I've noticed in a lot of my saves, I can't mine the boulders. I've got the dreaded boulder not mining bug. So making a mining ship would be not very useful, to be honest, because it would only be able to get stone, which is a pain. So a mini cargo ship to go mine manually, get some cobalt, get some gold if I can find a gold boulder, and to go off and get some snow. And what else? I also wanted to make some drones because I'm a programmer. I want to do a lot of the jobs that I can do via drones. And one of the plans for the near future is I want to make a mapping drone. A drone that will map the landscape around us, and
fuel low.
Then I can... Ooh.
Fuel critical.
Okay, yes, thank you. That was an abrupt landing. Then I can make a map on an LCD and colour it via terrain height or something like that. That would be interesting. But there are a number of engineering challenges as far as that is concerned. Concern number one is I'm not going to be able to get the actual colour of the landscape, since the cameras, the cameras have a function called raycast, and the raycast function, you need to charge it up and then you can fire it off in a direction, and the first solid object that it hits, it will give you information regarding that object, and the colour is not one of those bits of information. So you'll have to figure that out for yourself. And what I'll end up doing is most likely, it depends what I get. Do I get trees? Could I make a little blob on the map for each tree? Although I do get information on grids, so my own buildings will be able to show up as a certain colour, and then the height could be a gradient of colour. So that's one thing we can do. How are we going to store the data? And we have to deal with the curvature of the planet when we get further enough away. That's going to be interesting. How do we plan the routes for mapping these places out is going to be interesting. And how do we make sure that this ship, this drone, doesn't run into the ground? How do we make sure that it comes back on time? Planning routes and all sorts. So it's going to be a huge project, much larger programming project than the drill rig. So it will be over several episodes as well, and maybe I'll do little bits, do something else, and then come back and do another project in between the various details. And obviously I want to put this map somewhere, and this top region is going to be like my foyer. I'm going to have lots of screens, maybe a control seat. That's another thing I wanted to do, was have a mini operating system. Well, it sounds rather adventurous, but it's basically going to be a control area. I'll have a computer screen, and I'll be able to use keys on the keyboard in order to select an option, hit some sort of confirmation key, and do some editing of some settings in the base. Set off the drill rig, set off the mapping drone, whatever. It'll be a cool little operating system for the base and for whatever ships we have later. So that's a load of plans for the future, very ambitious. We'll see how we do. I found that the programming episodes take up a lot of time no matter what I do. The programming itself takes time. I have breaks in between, think about how I'm going to tackle a certain issue, and then I go for it. I do a session of programming, but it'll generally take, well, it'll take however long it takes. And the episodes where I'm debugging as well, it doesn't feel very substantial if I don't get the it doesn't feel very substantial not to get the program actually finished. So the debugging episodes do take a while. And as you see, I've run out of ice. Okay, time for an ice trip. I suppose you can come with me while I chat about various things. Yes, so the programming episodes are going to take a while regardless. There is that. So I plan to do, say, shorter building episodes in between. So I plan to do a few shorter building episodes, decorating episodes, and try and reduce the amount of time I spend actually recording, so that I can get a few episodes out, get a little backlog of episodes, make sure that the episodes come out in a consistent manner. So, but then it'll give me time to spend more time on the programming episodes and get some major progress done and make them more interesting, so that maybe they'll end up a bit shorter than the 50-minute episodes that they were. So I can neaten up the programming episodes, make them not so huge as that last episode was, and we can go from there. So I've been talking for quite a while. Oh my goodness, have I really been talking for that long? Well, let's get something actually done in this episode then. I don't want this to just be me talking, me chatting. So what I want to do is I want to start laying out the floor here, and I wanted to put glass in here as well, but I kind of want to follow up the contour of the ground here, so this is going to be a bit weird. How are we going to do this? We can put glass on this upper layer, and of course the blocks can go on the lower layer, but that's going to make it difficult in order to do build anything on top of here. So I'm gonna start out trying to follow the contour of the hole, and we can do some actual building on top of those areas, like the control console. And in the center, we're gonna have to have some. Well, shall we try the ladders going down to the floor below? We're just gonna have to go for it, I think. So where's some plate? So let's lay this out. Let's get some generic blocks first. Huh. Is it going to annoy me that the grass is up above? Need big blocks. Let's see. So that should cover that bit as well. So what do we want to do here? Actually, where is the center point? Yeah, we've got a little bit of time. So 5. A little bit of time, a little bit of space, I mean. So we can come in like that. And yeah. Is that? I think actually we're gonna need half blocks, aren't we? Yeah. So do we go to that? That looks like an interesting curve. Oh, I'm liking this. Okay. Bye. There we go. Right. Okay. Is that a quarter? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 9 blocks, isn't it? Fine. Let's fill in this part. Okay, so that would be a full section. So it's a rounded rectangle kind of look. And if I come down here. Right, let's weld this up. Well, actually, let's do this bit as well. So we're going to end up with... Right, let's weld this up and see what that looks like. Yeah, getting there. So, what does that look like? I kind of like that. And what I was going to do was do a kind of cross beam in the middle. So let's get you out for a bit. As you see, so one of the things, should pause it if we hit this button. Right, so that's locked on. There's a connection point between the two, and that allows me to come up here and replace this with a full block. Never again. There we go. Should also be able to replace this with a double. Look better. There we go. Okay, let's get the other side of the curve done. So in order to do that, let's just go and do the same blocks. There we go. Right, we have the full circle. And that looks quite good. Let's see about getting this glass on top that I want. So, are we going to have this big line here? I don't think we are, actually. Let's grind away this. We've now got support here. I think this is also going to be temporary. I want to put something like a pillar going all the way up, and I can have the screens curve off a bit. That would be awesome. I could get that to work well. But what I want to do is get this glass working. Will the glass work? So let's populate the bar with a bunch of windows. And what? Oh, it only needs girder. It doesn't actually need glass. That's a fine recipe. Okay. What are we gonna have? We were gonna have, say, a setup. Let's get it in. I can grind it away and redo it however I want. But I'm gonna have to do this. So I can do that, and then that. Well, let's have a look. I can't hit the box. Oh! I know what I've done. These aren't the actual windows. I added to the mod pack the set of scaffolding. Set of scaffolding blocks, because I didn't like the fact that if you wanted to put scaffolding.
Inventory full.
Wanted to put a block in this state, you just have to leave it unwelded. But what I wanted was the ability to have it in these states, and even if it tried to weld it up, it would just stay like that. So, I've got the wrong ones. Window. Okay. Hard to tell which is the frame and which is the window, isn't it? Do I not? It's possible I don't have any windows. And they're all here. Interior. Okay, we've got to build the interior. Right. Unlock the box I need. Right, so let's try that again. There we go. So those are the frames, and these are the windows. Right. You go there. Big bang. Right, yes, and we can tell because these actually look like windows. And these ones actually do use glass, that makes sense. Can I get this one? I'm gonna have to do that on the inside. Right, let's have a look at this. Who do we like? I'm not keen on that. It just looks like it's empty. That's the one that we got. Ah. So it seems that there are two versions of each window, and one of them is inverted, so that the black side of the glass points the opposite direction.
Energy low.
And if we have a look at this, does it look better? Yeah! Okay. It obscures the curve a bit. But I think that is the best we're going to get done with that. And we can't place anything directly on top of this, so we'll see. We'll have a command console kind of at like one of these locations perhaps, or it could even go like right here or something if we have the hole in the middle. Let's have an experiment. Let's do Sharpstone's catwalks on the other side. So this is what it looks with Sharpstone's catwalks. I'm not sure about that. It actually does give me another idea though. See it? It just looks odd on this side here. You can see through it rather nicely. I think we don't need this up. So we go. So let's get then we're doing about 8. We can't even weld it up because we can't hit it with. How does that look instead? Trying to do something weird here. How is that coming through the block? I think that actually does look a little bit better. But it does take up. And I had another idea. That means we can swap the side of these ones. So we only need upside ones.
Inventory full.
Whoa. Goodbye. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go and get those components. 8 meter. Let's grind away these.
Inventory full.
Keep on doing that, and then they go. Right. There we go. So now I could build on top of that. Don't look too hard. That actually works quite well. I think we'll try and go with that. So, let us get this basically everywhere. So, I need girders in order to place the. There we go. And what I want is that one. Then we need number 8. And we'll put the right ones in. That should be everything. Okay. Now, if I weld this all up, we'll have a floor. And there we have it. We have a floor. Well, except for where that is, and it's obviously going to have to move now. But how did we want to enter the shaft? I was thinking I'm going to go for the ladder right down here. How's that going to look? We're going to want some sort of railing around it, I think. So, or we could go for Sharpstone's catwalks and do a ramp all the way down. I mean, this bracing would have to change. But you can now look down to the depth. Interesting. Okay, let's grind you out. Have a look. Oops. That's the wrong button. Ladder. There we go. Okay, that will do. And we can get it from here. That should do for now for going up and down. Let's see. So how tall do I want this thing? So I had a thought. We're going to want to put refineries in this, and this is going to be the tallest thing if I put them this way inside the hole. So we're going to want it at least 4 blocks tall, and we may have some conveyors coming at the top, and if we need any sorters in between them, we might want 1 extra layer. So I think we want 4 blocks plus 2 blocks, and then there'll be room for the glass or whatnot. So the 9th layer will be our next layer, our glass floor of the layer above, and so on and so forth. And at the bottom, of course, we'll have our floors. So let's see. That's 6 blocks. And yeah. Okay. So 6 blocks, not including that one. So 1, 2, 3. Let's change that to 4 block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that one there. And I don't have the plate. Let's start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the floor. And then we get this one here. And of course we can't place that there. Okay, let's start getting our... That's the wrong one. Okay. Oh my goodness, what happened there? They're all fine. Nothing going wrong here. What was that? Was that an unknown signal just blowing up? So, where were we? That doesn't quite match up. Hey. And let's get these. Let's see. 4, 1, 3. Okay. So, start welding this up, and I have a feeling this is gonna take a little while. And there we go. So, this is gonna be the height of the room. And what do we do with the floor? I think we may just have to go for a solid one. Well, actually, I can actually use the interior plates. So, hang on. Interior. So there's this one and there's that one. Why not? Let's see. Right, so what does number 7 look like? Looks like this. See underneath look like? I think we might actually go for that. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah. let's do lines outwards with them, and then we can use the other one and have the strips that are on them. Oh, we can have a C. Okay. And we want to twist this or no. Okay, let's have a look at this. Right, so that's all of them done. That is gonna look a bit odd. So, first, another way of doing this. Right, and then I can replace this with about 8. No, 7. And that's the right way. There we go. And number 8, we've got that side and that side. I think we will go for this side. Another explosion. It sounded like it came from this direction. What on earth is going on? I have no clue. And here we go. Okay, not bad. I think we'll quickly pause the miner and replace that. So, oops, ripped into the wall. What's it doing now? Connecting. Let's just pause. And it's paused. And we want to get rid of you. There we go. Now, place a junction. Doesn't matter which way. There we go, that looks better. And now we just need the ladders, and we've basically got ourselves our first room. There we go. So, this is the basic layout of our first room, and going down, it's going to look something like this as well. So, not bad. I think this is functional. The only difference is going to be at the top of the next room, we're going to be, well, we're going to see, what are we going to see? See this. Not bad. We'll have to see. Ah, so I can put this back on. Temporarily paused you, sir. And off it goes. let's see if I can use the ladders as expected. Oop. That was close. How do you get off them? You cannot see a thing. Does that mean you have to have a jetpack to get off these things? Oh dear. It does take a while to get up them. There we go. I'm gonna have to think about those ladders. They're a death trap. But anyway, I think this is a good place to end this episode. I think we've got a reasonable amount done. I'm quite proud of this little base, how it's shaping up. We're gonna have to start moving in. Hopefully, yep, get our refinery down here. Maybe that's what we'll do next episode. We'll get a basic setup in here. We won't mind that we're probably going to split up refining and assembling into different modules, as I'm going to call these. And we'll get most of that down into here. And then perhaps we could think about moving this storage, and perhaps we can put it into here, so that it's not bulky up there. So are we going to mine this out with a drill on our piston? Because that seems like the way I would do it. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is a good place to end it. So this is the Owl Mechanist signing off. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.